Okay, I'll give it to you then. Thank you.
Yeah, this is for the attack. So this is good. It's not. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh. Thanks. Oh, but that's one of those ones. It's horrible. They're just standing here. I'm not particularly.
I am how you do. So. I can't. No. You dark, I think it's, I back here. Again, I will make that carry. So that way, I said, working at dating. Okay, so that's kind of how we're gonna use the your bill. And can you kind of see how everything's gonna go today? Yes, sir. So, be able to display all that there as well. So. Yes, sir.
How is it? Man, thanks for saving us on
Oh, yeah.
Saturday. Don't worry, literally, it's like God sent, but
Well, I was walking, I was like, he looks familiar. I'm like, what?
you're the man. So Ruby said thank you.
Yeah.
Like, we paid everything in advance. It's just, we got there at different times and
Got it.
I thought she signed in. She never signed in, so I signed in instantly.
You don't want to sit like your shit. Yeah.
I love.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, it makes sense. How you use something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, street, I get it.
But yeah, we kind of put it, yeah, but, what do you see? Looking at the bottom, you kind of, you had, you were in the best, right?
Yeah.
You gotta remember that. So you can. Yeah. Okay, yeah, super good.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, I don't, and if I don't do this, if I'm on the phone, I'm not just going to. That's very fun. It is spring break. We just gotta pick up.
Good afternoon. Fellow Rotarians and visiting guests, we're gonna get today's meeting started. Thank you for being here today. We have a new program for you today. We have Snyder from Dallas College that's gonna tell us more about what they're doing there. And without further ado, we're gonna have you stand up. We have Dr. Will Barr here who's gonna lead us on a prayer and also has the course announcement.
So you know what 314 is?
Hi.
I did. This is my oldest grandson's birthday, by the way, he's 23 days. So let me put my president-elect hat on. Two things. First off, we're building flags a week from this Saturday on the 23rd from 8:30 to 9:30. We've already got 40 flags pre-punched, so when you arrive, everybody can go to work. And we'll be out of there by 9:30. Second thing is, the district is taking accumulating funds they will match to do a district grant to send to a Rotary Club in the Panhandle to get an international grant for fire relief. So my suggestion is, and I made this to the Lazaro, that this month in March, that we take all the bucket money and gather it up in order to contribute to this district grant to go to the international grant for fire relief for the ranchers in the Panhandle, because the grass is all gone and they're going to need it. Okay. Now, those are my two. President-elect had announcements. My preacher had announcement. Our good friend Ed McCarthy is well, they've asked me to come over after this meeting and commend him to God because they don't expect him to live another day or so. And Ed's been a long-term member of this club, many years, 20 some odd years with Ryla. He started with Buddy Brown with the flag program, I think, on day one in 2000. And so I'll be doing that service. He's a good friend. So, join me in spirit prayer. Eternal God, we come before you on this beautiful thirsty late winter day. We have an opportunity for some rain and perhaps some storms tonight, and we give you thanks for that. That'll energize the earth and vegetation. And we just hope it's not a celestial joke and we have a freeze next week. But we give you thanks for the blessings of this day. We give you thanks for this club and this work in our community as we look forward. We also lift up to you in our prayer, our brother Ed, and ask that your spirit and peace be upon him, that you bless the work of our club, bless the food that has been made, presented to us, take it to the nourishment of our bodies, and keep us in your peace. In the name of Christ, amen.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. And yes, Ed has contributed a lot to the club, not only to the club, but also to the Salvation Army here in DFW. So a lot of the things that a lot of the youth now get to enjoy or have been able to accomplish is because of some of the labors that he started. So we're praise to him and his family. We have Dr. Parr, who's going to lead us on the pledge.
Sure, please face the flag, put your hand over your heart, and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. And we have two guests that are speaker, which is going to be introduced here in a second. But we also have Robert Sullivan, Dart. Thank you for being here. At this point, I would like to ask if there are any announcements from the club, any other announcements from club members. Anything to share? I did want to say that the flag program is going very well. From the reports that we get, they're very detailed as far as the number of flags that we renew. That team is also taking care of all the email communication that's going out to get flag leasees who have not renewed their lease. So that's happening as well. And the rate that is going, it looks like we're going to have a successful year. There are still some areas that we need to find At the board meeting, we're going to review some of the things that we are needing, which is on Flag Day, which we need to find a designated person who that team, it's like having a customer service center, right? That people that have a flag might maybe miss their flag or something happened, right? So they would call that department, that phone number, and then we would get a report saying at this street, they missed a flag, we need to put a flag. As a club, we need to still find that person. So we'll be looking to see if anybody can help with that as we continue. Bill Baxter has also built a program where he can assist with that as well. In the meantime, until we're able to find a person. So though we do not have a person in charge right now, that doesn't mean that the flag program will not be able to continue as we wanted to, because we're able to, if needed, give their help until we meet that requirement of having somebody dedicated to be there during Flag Day weekend when we do the distributions. We'll talk more with the board this afternoon once we meet. And so that's a reminder that if you're the board, we are going to be meeting after the meeting for a couple minutes so we can review where we're at. Dr. LeVar has already completed his PETS training, I believe. It was good?
I did it.
You did it. Long weekend, huh? Yeah. So luckily it's here at the FW, we get kind of blessed that PETS happens here for all Texas pretty much. And so I'm sure you learned a lot, and the club's going to be in good hands for next year as well. I do want to put my Irving Marathon hat on, and so we have the Irving Marathon coming up March 30th. That is going to be our 12th annual Irving Marathon, and so this year is going to be our biggest event of all the events we've ever had. Already we're at about 3,400 registered people from pretty much all over the world, about 20 countries are represented so far, almost every state. And we have 4 different distances: a marathon, half marathon, 10K, a 5K run walk. So we're excited about that. A couple of things that we've been doing is doing creating job shot opportunities for the Irving ISD students. Right now, for example, we have the marketing team that's working with our runner show and learning how to do stage work and things like that, working with our already professional people that we have. We're about to add a photographer job shadowing, so the photographers that take photos. We're going to pair them up with students from the photography department so that way they can go and learn how to do events and whatnot. And in addition to that, you guys remember Mr. Capers that came from the culinary department from Singing Academy. We're going to be working with that department as well to help feed about 5,000 runners that are going to be finished in about 3 hours span, and we got to feed everybody after the race. So lots of good progress out there, and we're excited for the support that we're getting from the community. And if you guys are around that day, it's March 30th. I know a lot of you guys are going to be there, but if you haven't made plans, please come join us. All right, at this point, we're going to get the program started. We have Councilman Cal Taylor, who's going to come and introduce our speaker today. Let's give him a hand.
Thank you. Not sure he can speak now because he doesn't need me, so I don't know if it's not against him already. So it's my honor to introduce my friend Ed Snyder. He's an accomplished relationship manager with over a decade of experience in the Dallas College Career Connection Learning Department. He's a true expert in his field and passionate about connecting students to career opportunities that align with their goals. Ed's deep understanding of the job market and emerging trends has been instrumental in shaping Dallas College's career-focused programs. He's dedicated to helping students succeed, and his innovative solutions continue to guide Dallas College members to prepare students for the workforce. His education is in psychology with a concentration in behavioral studies. With Ed on board, students can be confident that they have a committed and experienced ally in their career. Did you write this? Didn't you? Ed wrote this. Now, Ed is a good friend of mine. He and I have been working for several years on establishing and building GED and ESL programs in the city of Irving to help those that come to some of our nonprofit organizations looking to be able to lift themselves up and become self-sufficient and reach their goals. So it's an honor to introduce Ed.
Yes, it's good to be here, and thank you for the invitation to come today. Terry reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested. Sure, I Used to be a member of the Rotary a lifetime ago, like in the 80s. So kind of bringing back some very warm and fuzzy feelings. But it's an honor to be here and speak to you a little bit about what we're doing at Dallas College, especially back here in Irving. I don't know if I'm sure you've noticed that the name has changed, their signage has changed. For 60 years, we operated as Dallas County Community College District, which that model was set up as 7 independently accredited colleges working as one or as a district. Somewhere around mid-2017, our then Chancellor, Dr. John May, noticed that our students were not graduating at the 2-year mark for their associates. So he says, why are they not graduating? He said, well, they told him, well, you don't have enough credits. Why? Well, they're transferring. They start at Cedar Valley College, transfer to Brookhaven College, and then wind up at Eastfield College. And every time they transfer between an accredited college, they lose credits. So Dr. May said, well, that's got to stop immediately. We're not doing our students justice. And so our Board of Trustees unanimously voted to dissolve Dallas County Community College District and reaccredit as one college, Dallas College, at 7 locations. So that's the nutshell version of the change from DCCC up to Dallas College. Back in those days, let me go back to the original there. Back in those days, the Irving Center was the South North Lake campus, was a full-fledged college campus, an extension of the main campus at North Lake. We now have, Dr. May is retired. We have a new chancellor, Dr. Justin Leon, which is a very good personal guy. He's down to earth, but he has given us a model to go by. And he said, here at Dallas College, we are in the barrier busting business. We have to bust barriers so that our students can get where they need to go, get their education, and be successful in life. One thing that we do realize, don't tell them I said this, college is not for everyone. Sometimes a certification, a trade is what fits that student best, where their passion is, as we all know, there's nothing more miserable than working a job you don't like. And so if you find a passion and can get a certification, then that's where you need to go. My son has ADHD, he's 25 years old, he's very recently a father. Put him in a classroom for 4 years, you will kill him. He just can't do it. But he owns and operates a small business. Derwoods Automotive. It's a mobile mechanic business, and he's being very successful at his trade. So that's what we are trying to do, is bust barriers and move forward. So now, because of all the change, the South North Lake campus is now called the Irving Center. You go to the next slide for me. Our purpose is to create and manage all the programming here at the Irving Center. The Irving Center was occupied by the ISD. They moved that operation to Nimitz, it's my understanding. The building sat dormant. And then our vice provost got a hold of me and said, Ed, we're going to put you at the Irving Center. It's empty, fill it. I'm like, yes, ma'am. So we are developing programming at the Irving Center that will coincide with the data that we have on employment. So we also want to work with partnerships, employers, community-based organizations to get our programming to serve the needs of our community. And for example, as Kyle mentioned, that we've been working together for quite some time, and we want to, we're partnering with the Irving Cares. We are partnering with a couple of other organizations, and there's a pretty big announcement coming. You'll hear the press conference on it pretty soon, that we will soon be able to provide all of our students with total wraparound services, not just education, certification, but wraparound services, interviewing, job searching, how to do that, how to do LinkedIn, food pantry, everything, all under one roof, creating literally a one-stop shop for students to become successful in life. The second thing is we're going to bring people to the Irving Center, educate them, move them into a career, and then our hope is, if college life is for them, then get them over to the main campus, enrolled into an associate's degree, and maybe into a bachelor's degree, whatever their career calls for. And then the third thing, is to work closely with community engagement We have an entire team called community engagement where they work on just that, engaging the community. A few weeks ago, they organized a nonprofit coalition. We had 65. Thank you, Miss Terry. I love you to death. I don't care what council is. Thank you. So we had 65 nonprofit community leaders in our community room, and we highlighted Irving Cares. We also have another partnership that we're working with Miles of Freedom. I don't know if you've ever heard of Miles of Freedom, but through Irving Cares, we discovered we have 0 reentry services in Irving, nothing in our city that will help people coming out of the justice system and put their life back together and get a second chance. So we had lunch with Richard Miles and asked the question, would you like to expand? And he said, absolutely. So we had some meetings. We give them a spot. We now have a case manager on location 2 days a week, starting out, so that anybody in that area that needs that upliftment and getting the second chance they need, we can now provide that with our partners. Let's talk about the need of our area. Within 5 miles of the Irving Center, the data shows we have 42,775 people that are under a high school diploma. They don't have a high school diploma or a GED. That is the need. 36,721 people have a high school or a GED and no college, no training, no trade certifications. 24,040 has some college but no degree, and only 8,739 people have an associate's degree. Now, folks, that's within 5 miles of the Irving Center at Shady Grove and McCarthy. 150,030 is the total population of 25 plus in age group, 5-mile circumference around the center. So that's the need that we have around the Irving Center. So our priority in our programming is a GED and ESL. Of course, we already have those classes launched. We got to get that GED in place because it's an absolute in the workforce. Now, some of our career connected learning or certifications, construction training with OSHA. Glad to announce, just before we left for spring break, we now have a date of April the 26th. We will be launching our construction trade. It will be a 40-hour class. It'll be Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, excuse me, for 5 weeks. We're using the BankWorks model, which I'll talk about in a minute, but they will go through their certification. They'll get that certification. We'll have a graduation for our students. We will celebrate them. And in the next room, we're going to have contractors ready to hire. So they're going to have their resumes ready, walk out of graduation, walk into the hiring event, and hopefully walk out with a job. We've seen it done before. At least they've had their first interview and scheduled for a second interview. And as I said, sometimes a job. Also electrical with OSHA. We're going to be offering that certification. Logistics. We have tens of thousands of square foot of warehouses all around Irving, and that is a need. So logistics training is something that we're working on offering. Forklift training will also start in April. We have a forklift coming to our center, and we will be training them as well. In the forklift training is also OSHA 10, and then we're going to also offer a standalone OSHA 10 course for those that have already been hired in the warehouse, but they have to get that certification in place so they're able to come. And did I mention that all of these trainings are free, completely grant funded? The student pays nothing. So we're pretty excited about that. Next slide. Entrepreneurship, that's another thing. We are having discussions with our Chamber of Commerce and our Small Business Services Department there. And we're factoring talking about creating an incubator for small business at the Irving Center. So we'll be training people in small business and everything that comes with that. BankWorks, one of my favorite. It is a certification to become a bank teller or a personal banker. Again, once they finish their training, we have the banks ready to hire, and they walk in, get an interview, hopefully get a job. Basic computer skills is what we'll be offering as well. Customer service representative is also another need of our area according to the data, along with medical billing, patient care tech. Now, that's another program that I'm pretty excited about. Our provost, vice provost for our healthcare met with me a couple of weeks ago. We have 2 labs in the building. One of them is going to stay as a classroom, and then after spring break, they're moving in patient beds with patient dummies, and we'll be offering the patient care tech. We'll be offering phlebotomy. It's a partnership with Medical City. We're onboarding all their new employees at the Irving Center. CNA is also, and we're possibly going to be offering EKG. Okay. So that is some of the programming that we are launching either in April or May. And then as the needs grow, as they are aware, I just got a call yesterday from our former police chief, Jeff Spivey, and I guess he is training now officers that get promoted, and they need a certification for their promotion, and he's interested in maybe hosting that at the Irving Center. So when I get back, I'll be talking to our other teams, building facilities, etc., and possibly we'll have that being offered. So we're really doing our best to create a innovative incubator type place that people can come and get from point A to point B to point C to success. Okay. And of course, we're very interested in meeting with you and discuss the possibility of partnering with your organization. We do a lot of onboarding for companies. I don't know if you remember when Chime came to Dallas, we did all their onboarding for all of their technicians coming on as their representatives, and that was quite fun. So next slide. If you want to maybe take a picture of this is my email address at college and my desk phone number, which I'm there sometimes. It's probably better to get me via email. And do I have time for a few questions? Okay, so do you have any questions? Not everybody one time. Yes, sir.
You gonna expand into Cisco training?
Cisco?
Yes.
That's a great question. We have offered that in the past, but I'm sorry, I got too many to stay behind the podium. I'm not sure about the future, but we have offered it in the past.
Remember,
Now, I just met my new friend there. He's retired. We are going to be hosting the Emeritus program at the Irving Center for our seniors to come in and learn some new stuff. So that's going to be fun. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I just want to make a comment that you guys are doing amazing things. I was able to go to the nonprofit coalition that you guys had a week ago or so. That
Yeah.
Actually connected with Shanika Fraser.
Yes.
Let us host lunch and learn last Thursday. So, yes.
Last Thursday at the Irving Center?
Yes, sir.
Oh, the grant managing.
Boom.
That was you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, who are you with?
Orange Bank.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. I'm sorry I didn't get to see you there.
Don't worry. Thank you guys.
Welcome to the Irving Center.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, as you mentioned, we just hosted quite large, there's a lot of people coming in and out of the building, a grant management workshop put on by Orange Banks. We do constant stuff like that. Yes, sir.
and what mechanism do you have in place that you track these students after they go through 1 or 2 or X number of your programs to kind of track them over the next few years?
Oh, man, they've got the college has entire teams beyond my wheelhouse that picks those students up and tracks them. One of the teams that I directly work with is success coaches, career coaches. That's what we used to call them, success coaches. And they get those students on board, go over their goals with them, and then track them for their goals. If you finish step 1, step 2 in their goals. And then there's another team beyond that, once they get into what we call the credit side. They get credit for everything they do in our building. However, the credit side is where they switch over to a degree program and getting grants or Pell grants or TPEG funding and all of that to pay for their education from there. But yeah, they've got an entire team. We have to, because you know the golden rule. Whoever has the gold rules, and grant money is paying for this. So we have to produce our numbers and our tracking.
Follow-up question of the large numbers you showed on your slide.
Yes, sir.
About the education, the breakout. how would you quantify what you just said to me? The number of students, or the number of, how many process in a year, how many are in the pipeline, thousands, or where are you? Yeah.
Now, notice I'm just getting started at the Irving Center.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. All right.
my grass is a little green. However, I've been with the grant for 10 years. So, we average somewhere to 6,000 to 10,000 a year students coming through this program. I started out working with community-based organizations, and then they wanted me to revamp the onboarding, the orientations. So I did orientations. Then they sent me to California to learn the new assessment program, CASAS, bring it back, and I got that going in all of our facilities in the county. Then I went back to partnerships and community-based organizations with David Mariantos and I, and built that up real nice. And then they put me here. So I need a little more history as far as the Irving Center, but we've had quite the success. Like everybody, COVID messed us up. I mean, just hit us in the gut as far as our numbers, but the state was gracious and understood. But we're now getting our numbers back pre-COVID. So we're excited about that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you could offer anything microprocessing or robotics.
Again, that's a great question. If there's a need there, we'll put it together and offer it. One of the things that the beauty about this program is it's grant funded. If there's a need, then we can put this training under our grants and then provide it if there's a need. So pipe fitting, for example, pipe fitting just got put under our grants. We can offer people training, first level certification in pipe fitting. Well, you know what I said, student pays for nothing. They go into our welding program. We buy their face shield, their leather apron, their gloves, their boots, everything. So we're in the barrier busting business. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm really astounded about the numbers you had earlier, and thank you, Carrie. My question for you is this: where did that particular number that come from?
Texas Workforce Commission. All their research that they did, they passed it up to us.
Just want to make a point that there are masters, PhDs in that 5 mile area. That kind of buys into the north-south thing, and it makes it look like there's no higher education in the south there. And it kind of just shocked me.
Yeah, it is a shock. It really is. Of course, you know, our city, when you go up north, that's where you'll find master's degrees. When you go down south, that's where you're going to find these stats here. That's where the need is in the South Irving. That'll be just hopefully not 2 months, but that's where our need is, because we want to get these people to master's degree level, because education equates money. So it's amazing. It's amazing what we're up against.
So, here we make up every month for all these big Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah.
And we do have the trade school list that approach to it. And it's about other colleges and education courses out there. But how do we? Is there a program that we take? How do we get into the mechanics of the way that we're looking for people here? There's a program to. Well, you came out of high school, you had a drive for medicine or something, and now you have the logistics right with this kind of thing. Is there a path for that?
We are building that out right now, because in fact, in-house, we kind of tease we call it, you know, the Las Colinas area, our little Silicon Valley. And that A+ training is all about networking and hardware in the computer field. That's one that we're offering pretty quick. And then from there, what does the industry call for? And then we fill that need. So remember, folks, this is level 1. This is what we're getting hit with the hardest. This is what everybody is asking for. And then as we ramp up and start producing, then more needs are coming. You know, any one of these corporations comes in and says, hey, we need this training. We can build just about anything. We can customize just about anything in our curriculum. And that's the beauty of the Dallas College.
And so, is there
the follow-up, are those conversations already happening with those company executives so that it's something that we all kind of shoot for, rather than kind of bringing outside people that live in Frisco and all those places, right? So finding a way to develop that here. So in the next 10 years, 20 years, then now South Irving is becoming the new side of Silicon, no Silicon Valley, but
Absolutely.
what you call it is big. Now we back Irving, we're there, that are here.
I like what you're saying.
Yeah, just to follow up, it's a big part of these conversations. As we talk to those commissions, talking about the North Texas Commission, the chambers, understanding what the corporations are looking for is how we're creating that curriculum to be able to, well, they're creating the curriculum, so that to be able to get them into the doors of what they're asking for. Because so many corporations are moving away from that 4-year degree. We'll teach them how to be a McKesson employee or NEC employee. These are the skills that require ask them to have. That's what we're building. That's what we're working on building with this program here.
Right.
But yeah.
And we don't have a hard date, but somewhere around the end of March, I'm meeting with the Economic Development Department with the Chamber. And that's the discussion we're going to have. What do you need? How can we fill the need? So, yeah, we're headed there. 1 and then 2.
Okay, like the questions I've already done.
Mine's a quick question. Is there a limit to the money,
Limit to the money?
to the grant?
That's a great question. I keep working and they tell me when to stop. I really, again, that's not in my wheelhouse. They just tell me there's plenty of money. Keep building. And as long as they say that, I'm open.
And this is all state money?
It is Texas Workforce, the bulk is Texas Workforce Commission funding, state funding. But Gloria Smith, our vice chancellor, no, not vice chancellor, vice provost, she is phenomenal. She started as a grant writer 25, 30 years ago. So she knows that industry. And that lady can find money better than anybody I've ever seen in my life. I mean, she's like, we got $11 million we got to spend, so what are we going to do with it? You know, so
That's right.
we are tremendously blessed. Gloria Smith, she's phenomenal in a lot of areas, and grant funding is one of them.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ed, that was actually the first part of my question. Second part is in this Dallas County area, and then just branch out and look at the major metropolitan, the big areas of Texas. How many other organizations like you are doing a similar function?
That's a great question. And I don't want to sound prideful. Dallas College is the pace center of the state.
Say it again.
Dallas College is the pace center of the state. A lot of people are looking to us for what we're already doing with our innovation and everything that we're setting up. Is, of course, we're also, I believe, we're the largest community college in the state of Texas, I believe. Now, we have a couple of smaller colleges. They got a process that, you know, that might be better than ours. We steal it. But, Lord, I hope this is not being recorded. Oh, yeah. Just don't put it on YouTube, okay? Oh. Well, if anybody's hiring next week, no.
It's also being emailed to everybody.
I should do that before I start. I'm not saying anything I've been in trouble for, but we are pacing. So I don't know. I'm sure it's out there, but I really don't know anybody in that category. And that makes me feel good that the college that I work for is setting the pace.
Tarrant County has followed us, has followed Dallas. Tarrant County has followed Dallas. Over the years in education. Now they're a little bit west of here. Just on the other side. And San Antonio, you know, is leading in some areas of homelessness. So, you know, you're a lot of people knocking on your door, Ed.
Bragging. That's all.
Yeah.
No.
You started it.
When we go to conferences, I'll do that. Tarrant County Community College. Who you work for? Where are you at? Just see my heart. Yes, sir.
Your programs for electricians, pipe fitters, welders,
Yes, sir.
are they in any way connected with the, or integrated with the building trade?
I'm out of that wheelhouse. I'm sure they are. And I'll tell you why I can say that. Capel, or the old Northlake campus, is now the Capel Center. I don't know if you all know, we just finished a beautiful large building, and I call it the construction trade mecca. A classroom for welding is an entire welder shop, pipe fitter shop, HVAC shop. Dr. Piper is our lead on that. And he is very well connected and got our students going the right direction. It's a tremendous program. The parking lot is kind of empty during the day, but at 4 o'clock, you can't hardly find a place to park. Everybody gets off at work and they're coming to learn the construction trades, whether it's pipe fitting, welding, electrical, or all that. So quite sure. Any other questions? All right. Again, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Right, well, thank you, Ed. And I guess I forgot to ask one question. When are you returning back to the club as a member again?
We'll talk.
And that's freaking easy right there.
Is there an educator's discount?
We actually are working something with the Dallas colleges to have you guys be an institutional member. And so be able to have about 3 of your teammates be able to come to the meetings throughout the year. So we were working on that. And so I'll follow up on that.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, and if you just want to join us on your own, you're welcome to us. There's no barriers. We are gonna break the barriers. There you go. Yeah. So with that said, again, I myself grew up in the Irving school education system, and I remember I graduated college, I mean high school, and I wanted to learn about real estate, and so I took that semester after I graduated high school, all the classes for real estate, not because I wanted to get a license, I wanted to understand the industry, which is great that those programs are offered for pretty much anybody here locally without having to take a trace of an actual often recommend like another organization like what is called the real estate schools, right? You can actually get it at the Dallas College, so that's great. With that said, Ed, if you want to come join us again, you're more than welcome to.
Thank you.
I just want to make sure you know that.
Yes, sir.
I do want to make a reminder that decided as past President's Council and announced last year, or last meeting, that we are going to have Cielito Lindo happy hour the first Tuesday of every month, starting with April. I've already coordinated with Cielito Lindo. They are looking forward to having us there. It's going to be at 5:30. We're going to provide the appetizers and snacks for anybody that comes. And so we're gonna do that going forward for at least the next 6 months of what we talked about. And I've already coordinated with the club as well, and they are fine with us moving it to just having 3 meetings out of the 4, or if you want to keep that meeting as well here, have the Tuesday mixer, we can do that. We're gonna work those details out with the board after this meeting, so we'll follow up more details. Question, Terry, you had a question?
That you answered it, is that are we still gonna have a meeting that
Yes.
week?
We'll decide right now.
Is it later?
Yeah, I don't want to make one without y'all's approval, and so we'll decide on that. With that said, I did want to, well, she just left, Mara and Irving Bill were online, so thank you for joining us, Mara. Thank you. Oh, as a reminder, I'll speak for Mara. So you guys know there's an eclipse coming up. I believe is April 8th at Levy Event Plaza. So the Irving campus is very busy. I think I saw her with some eclipse glasses there earlier, but I think they're ready for it. It should be a great event. And if you guys don't have any plans, go to that event. With that said, we're going to have Heather lead us on the four-way test. One more question, sorry, guys.
2 quick announcements. I have 2 tickets and a parking pass for tomorrow night for in at the AT&T Performing Arts Center downtown. I mean, we've seen it before, but we have. So if anyone has a child that would like to take, I mean, that's, Andy right there. It's a great show. And next Saturday, the Irving Symphony Orchestra, that Saturday night, it's a choir program. I also have 2 tickets for that, if anything like those. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, any more announcements? Good, all right, you guys can just stand up, Heather's gonna do us with the 4-way test.
First, is it the truth? Second,
Is it?
third, fourth.
Got some of the names?
How are you?
Well, other than that, it's all right.
Well, I got that.
Yes. Good idea.
Which is similar to what we call the last sacrament.
Yes.
Yeah, we had that back.
How are you doing?
Yes, thank you.
Make it quick and easy.
Tax day.